Hey, John Rowe. The topic of the podcast together and honestly I'm excited. Hey, John. Hey, John Rowe. We should do a podcast. The topic of the podcast together and honestly I'm excited.
G'day, dorks, and welcome into Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video game. I'm your host, Philip, and the dorks joining me tonight is the cartoon cunt, Tayo, and the manga motherfucker himself, Johnny Rowe. How are we, boys? I'm regretting this.
What do we got to think of something to call it.
Yeah, again. It's not gonna
I'm your host, Philip the Fuckwit.
Philip. So unimaginative. Oh,
Fanfiction Philip, yes.
I don't hate it.
I can't wait till our fanfiction gets written.
Oh man, if in the first fan fiction that gets written about this show, if I'm not pegging the absolute Christ out of you, Tyson.
What? You're the most beta person that's on this podcast, and it's your podcast. You'll be getting pegged by everyone else.
Fan fiction is a twist on the original subject matter, okay? It goes places the original show will never go.
And they already have a description of my penis, so they'll be able to accurately draw it.
Mediocre and circumcised.
Not mediocre, medium-sized. It's far but mediocre and uncircumcised.
Mediocre is such a better word.
I'm clarifying that again.
Yes.
So much dick talk. So how are we, boys? We're back in the studs again.
Pretty good. How you been, man? How you been since we last saw each other?
Are we going to pretend like this is... I don't know how we're doing this.
Well, we obviously just know now.
Okay, for the listeners out, we literally just finished recording the first Avatar: The Last Airbender episode, and we're back in it again for the second week.
Yeah, when we were discussing...
Couldn't wait. We're just
when we
literally...
were discussing this, I was like, why don't we just do all three in a day? Then, we can stay on it. We can do really well. You're like, yeah, that's a great idea. And I'm already regretting it.
Three in a day is going to be brutal. Just not even that. Energy levels, mate. My energy levels are diminishing very quickly. But
Normally I take the week to watch book 2.
Oh man, the rewatch of this for me was like a glorious shot to my past of how I used to consume media, because I literally just locked into some brutal marathons of Avatar: The Last Airbender where I was just, trying to get 12 episodes in a session, where I was just limited time I had, I was cramming as much Avatar into it as possible.
I've watched this basically consecutively since 2009.
Yeah.
Your favourite ever.
Yeah, it's my favourite. I used to, as a big contributor to the wiki, every night I used to watch 3 episodes, break down, inconsistencies in animation and stuff like that. Yeah. I love this shit, man. Yeah, so much.
I've watched. I've got the whole DVD set on the cabinet over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one series that I've rewatched every year basically since it's come out. But this is the first time I've done, or since the first time I watched it, done a solid marathons of it.
Yeah, nice.
Fuck, it holds up. Binge watching this show is the best way to watch this show.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know why binge watching makes it so much better, but it does. It's just
It's not every cartoon or anime where you can just sit down and watch 4 or 5 episodes.
I can't. I Rick and Morty. I can watch 1 episode a day. If that, if I watch too much Rick and Morty in a day, I'm like, my brain hurts. I'm so done with this fucking exhausting nonsense.
Hold on,
Stuff like that where
John. I can't really hear you.
Hey guys.
You dumb cunt. Fuck. Fuck.
How we doing? I'm a bit late to the podcast. I just got here a bit late. Definitely had the microphone on when I got here, but I was just about 5 minutes late. I was 4 minutes and 30 seconds late.
Hey, John Rowe. The topic of the podcast together and honestly I'm excited. Hey, John. Hey, John Rowe. We should do a podcast.
the topic of the podcast together, and honestly, I'm excited.
G'day, dorks, and welcome into Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video games. I'm your host, Philip, and the dork joining me tonight is the cartoon cunt himself, Tyson, and the manga motherfucker, John. Fucking hell, it's the second time I've had to do this intro because John can't fucking turn a microphone on.
5 minutes. 5 minutes of some nice natural conversation we're going to have to try and jankily fucking replicate.
Oh,
Can't we?
So yeah, Avatar's really easy to watch. It's natural. You can binge watch it.
God, I hate you.
You're the one
Yeah.
with the board in front of you.
I contributed to the wiki. I love the shit. I've watched it consecutively since 2009.
And we're back up to date. Okay.
Okay, fine. God.
Fuck though, man. It's your two guys' fault, and I was.
Tyson's the one that found out.
Anywho, g'day, dorks, and welcome into Lords of Dorktown.
Oh yeah, fan fiction Philip. That's
Fan
the other
fiction,
thing.
Philip. Yep, okay.
Gotta-
You know, I'm
gotta
probably
touch
just
back
going to
on.
leave that all 5 minutes in, and it's going to be absolutely unlistenable, and it's your fault, John.
No, it'll be hilarious. People won't really notice me. Like,
We'll
oh,
throw it in
that's
at the end.
done.
Throw it in at the end.
Oh, spectacular. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
How we all doing, guys?
Yeah. It's been a while since we saw each other, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking hell. So angry. Such gold content. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's been great. Great. We're back again. We're doing book 2, Avatar: The Last Airbender. But continuing on from last week, we do have an end of the year segment that we're gonna discuss. So we're doing favorite TV shows of the year, specifically not anime, because anime will be a whole separate topic. So this is any TV show you've watched this year or come out this year that you think is the best.
Adventure Time, Distant Lands.
What is that? Because
Yeah.
you mentioned that in
Adventure
the-
Time, Distant Lands.
Okay, is that like a movie or is it a
They're
follow-up
like,
season? Or
Both.
okay,
So like 2 episodes are out now. One's featured around BMO and one's featured around PB and Marceline. We finally get a nice little insight
Is
into.
this post or pre?
Yes. I don't want to. Well,
That tells me nothing.
well,
It's either one or the other.
spoilers. I really recommend watching it. Like I really
Tyson?
recommend watching it.
I'm
don't.
so okay with you spoiling Adventure Time for me that I'm going to be
Fuck
annoyed
you.
if you don't.
Yeah,
spoil
if
it
you don't
now.
tell me if it's
So
pre or
the
post.
BMO episode is pre, but you don't really know that until he lands and you see young Finn and Jake, or they.
Thanks for
land.
spoiling it for me.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it now. It's spoiled.
Yeah, and the PB and Marceline is like after.
You've always been like a massive Adventure Time guy, and I
Yeah.
I really did enjoy Adventure Time back in the day, and I've drifted off it since. I think the day I stopped being super interested in Adventure Time is the day I walked past the JJ's, and all I could see was fucking Finn and Jake on literally every surface of clothing in the entire store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there'd be like these fucking casuals walking around with like leggings.
Yeah, Adventure Time leggings were huge for some
Yeah.
reason.
You got super commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
For JJ's, for anyone who doesn't know, is the Australian equivalent of Hot Topic. I've been told that.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense when they talk about Hot Topic.
Topic,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you guys know like Uniqlo?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've just dropped a bigger
Anime.
Demon Slayer collection.
Yeah,
they've
there's
always
a-
done pretty good.
They
anime.
did.
It's like
Uniqlo
anime
JJ's.
JJ's.
JJ's
God,
also jumped on Rick and Morty too.
Potential. Oh, JJ's jump on fucking everything.
Yeah.
JJ's.
Look at the size of that fucking mozzie.
Can we not have any more non-on-pod gags? The first 5 minutes of this episode is already the most unlistenable, fucking unprofessional
Yeah.
podcast
We
ever.
still
Well,
have-
it's half of a very well done.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's 2/3 are there. But yeah, no, I like.
Just missing the best part.
I fucking love it. No, I'm here. My mic is on. Yeah, Adventure Time holds a place in my heart as Avatar: Last Airbender does. Like
Yeah.
to me, they're just these like beautiful cinematic masterpieces that we don't deserve. The show I was both really into them at the same sort of time, but regular show didn't hold up as much. But Adventure Time, it's just like again, it's children don't deserve it. Like it's
Yeah.
so much. There's so much more to it than kids can grasp, and it's really cool seeing Pendleton. Or maybe did Midnight Gospel come out this year?
Midnight Gospel came out
Well,
this
then,
year.
yeah, it's so hard to choose between Midnight Gospel and that because,
Yeah.
like, that's a really cool insight into Pendleton Ward's psychedelic side because
Hmm.
there's a lot of subtleties in Adventure Time.
For anyone who doesn't know, Midnight Gospel was a direct to Netflix animated cartoon series.
About a Duncan Trussell's podcast.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. The last episode, heart wrenching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cried in the last episode of Adventure
So,
Time
like,
too.
so-
Cried in the last episode of this.
Which one's show of the year? Which one's honorable mention? Make a
I'm going
choice.
to have to. I'll go slower now.
Make a choice.
I would definitely have to be.
Da-da-da-da-da.
It would definitely have to be Midnight Gospel the Midnight Gospel because it's just unlike anything I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah,
Amber's
fair enough.
comment after watching, we'd watch it one episode at a time. It's not
Yeah.
something you can binge. She's
Yeah,
like, I feel
not
like
at
I've
all.
just been in therapy, and it's like, yeah, I've left my psych feeling like
Yeah.
that too. Like it's so
Super intense.
Yeah.
and then just the way that they use this like outlandish animation to sort of break down your willing removal of disbelief comes
Yeah.
into play because they've got this absurd cartoon and it adds to the conversation too. But the conversation is the core. So Penn just got to have a lot of fun with animation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight Gospel, honourable mentions, Adventure Time, Distance Land.
Right,
Thank
yeah.
you, Pendleton Warren. I simp for you.
Johnny Boy, TV
Hands-
show of the year, not
Hands
anime.
down.
Your pants.
My pants.
There is no question that The Boys season 2
Mm.
was some of the greatest television I have ever watched.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it up there with Breaking Bad.
Oh wow.
I'm putting
wow.
it in front of Game of Thrones because the last season of Game of Thrones can suck
Yeah.
it.
Trash.
R.I.P. Season
Yeah,
8.
it's just melted.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
George
um,
R. R.
Season 2 of The Boys was better than season 1, and that was standalone amazing
Wow, I'm
television.
going to have to watch it then.
You really need to watch it. And all the dorks out there, the ones that have watched it know what I'm talking about. And like Phil's mentioned before, you kind of do have to give yourself more than one episode.
3 episodes minimum, people.
Three episodes.
I find that's, a good rule.
It's
Yeah.
there. It's the only rule that I follow. Really, just like
Yeah.
everything else in my life is in the air, but that rule sticks so fucking firm.
You're married, Phil.
I know.
He's got 2 kids. He still doesn't know if he likes them. He's the third one. He's the third one.
I'm not, yeah, exactly. I gotta go for one more to figure out if I like this whole dad thing.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's super intense, so you don't need to give yourself more than one episode because you'll just be in shock after the first episode. But the season 2 was freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And it is far out there being the best TV show that I've watched all year by a long shot. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Awesome.
not even a competition for me.
Any honourable mentions?
I can't
Yeah.
even think of anything other than The Boys that
Yeah,
I
wow.
super liked.
For me, it goes to a series that actually aired late 2019, but because of the way Australian internet works and service providers, it didn't actually become watchable here for a little while. Unless you were subscribed to the Murdoch fucking shit show that is Foxtel, which I'm not doing anymore. But I got it on Binge, which is another Murdoch shit show. But for some reason, I can justify it because it's a streaming service, and I like
Have
those.
to watch ads.
Exactly. The Watchmen. It's a Lindelof created series that follows on from the graphic novel The Watchmen. It is hands down 9 of the best episodes of television I've ever watched.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
I'll have to
And as someone who
give it a go.
as someone who's only dabbled lightly into the Watchmen original graphic novel, I've read it, but I read it sporadically and I didn't read it in a sitting and
Yeah.
kind of got all mixed up in my head about a few things. But the series, man, the Watchmen series it's so
That good?
good.
I've only ever seen the movie. So
Yeah,
how would you put it
I
up
like
against
the
that?
film.
Oh, it makes the Zack Snyder Watchmen movie look like the giant pile of. It's the equivalent of Avatar: The Last Airbender to the.
Oh wow!
Really?
It's that
No
side.
way.
of it.
I liked
yeah.
the
I
movie.
thought
The movie is good, but compared
That's
to
how
the
much
source
better
material and compared to Watchmen, it's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm
It's-
really gonna have to
it's-
watch it.
Yeah, the movie, the series is.
Did Umbrella Academy season 2 come out this
That's
year?
my honorable mention.
Honorable mention
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So season 2 of Umbrella
Yeah, I'd
Academy,
give that too.
again, based on the graphic novels of Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
That's crazy. When I found that out, I was
It's
like
so
mind
good.
blown.
And the little, no spoilers, but the little teaser at the tail end of season 2 of Umbrella Academy, that one frame has filled me with so much hope about what the next season's going to be. Like that one single
I've
shot
already
frame.
tried to research what
Man, I've
the
What frame are you talking
third
about?
book.
The silhouettes.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
okay.
silhouettes.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
the
yep,
silhouettes of the
trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah, just literally, I had that frame, and not only that shot, but also the opening 5 minutes of the first episode of Umbrella Academy season 2, where they're all
Yeah.
using their powers against the Soviets.
Yeah, that
and,
was dope.
oh,
Yeah, you
it's
get to see
so
a
good.
bigger extent to the powers.
Yeah, heavy
Yo,
was
we just-
Jago with spinning,
Yeah, bending
spinning
the
the
bullets.
bullets.
bullet
yeah.
time and shit like that. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. But yeah, honorable mention to that. It's an amazing series, and we got renewed for a third season, which
Thank
it
God.
broke the Netflix's curse of the 2-season run of great TV shows that never get a third.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, a great series that no one knows about.
What about
Doesn't sound worth knowing
It's,
about.
no, it's so stars Elijah Wood, and it's fucking amazing. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency is a great TV
I saw
show.
that come up in my suggested. I was like,
Nah, it's so
shit
great.
name.
Yeah.
Nope, so great. Fucking
Shit
watch
name.
it.
They need it. That's the thing with streaming services. You need it to be basically like a YouTube thumbnail and title. It needs
Yeah.
to be like clickbaity. Be like, you
it's
can't
like-
believe what happens to Dirk Gently.
Do you know?
Gone sexual brackets.
Oh, there's a series, and oh man, I really want to ask my wife who's in the next room, but it's on Netflix, and it's called Lovesick Here. But the original name of it was something
Facial Row?
No, it was Scrotal Recall. Was the original was the original title of it. I'm
sounds like
pretty
some
sure
Adult
it's right.
Swim
I'm
shit.
pretty sure
Yeah.
it's Scrotal Recall.
That's hilarious.
God, if I'm wrong, I'm fucking so wrong. But yeah, because it's about a guy who catches the clap or something like that, and he has to go back through all his past lovers and tell them to get tested. It's a really great
that's a
rom-com
great- that's a great
series.
Isn't that
title,
based
man.
off Flash's life?
Can't wait for him to hear that.
Oh man, how many phone calls? So for listeners out there, Flash is one of our friends. Who's an absolute root rat. How many phone calls do you reckon he's had to have made where it's just like, hey, just so you know, get tested?
I feel like he's had to make heaps. How many has he made? Probably not enough.
I feel like he's the one getting the calls.
Like, hey,
balls he swings at.
hey, I have this, and he's like, oh yeah, I wonder where that came from. Oh, sorry,
Definitely not treating that with several antibiotics at the moment.
but I won't finish the course of.
I feel good. I'll ask Phil Kim for later.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the end of the year segment for TV shows wrapped up. Next week we'll be doing best of the year for anime. That's going to be a big, because 2020 for anime was like the biggest year for anime. It felt like this year was the only anime felt like the only industry that didn't really slow down because of a global pandemic. They consistently put out really amazing stuff.
easy because those people already socially isolated.
Yeah.
because they're animated. Oh, I'm already at home at my computer.
It's so easy to work from home for that. But we're not here to talk about an anime. We're here to talk about book 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and also The Last Airbender. He is great. So let's rip into that, guys.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can save the world.
So book 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Previously
taking
Avatar.
taking place straight after the events of the climax of season 1 with the defeat of the Fire Nation at the Northern Water Temple.
tribe.
Tribe. We see the Avatar gang taking off to the Earth Kingdom to find Aang a teacher.
It's not the Avatar gang. It's just the gang with 2 A's.
Don't they call it the Avatar gang at the end of this?
Team
Does
Avatar.
it? Yeah, Team Avatar. Sorry.
But we just know it as the gang in the fandom. GAA.
That's
Oh,
right.
in the fandom. Sorry, we're not,
God,
we're not
yeah.
in the fandom.
Gonna get
The gang.
They revoked my
Bring
membership.
it. Oh, man. Anyone who's on r/Avatar Last Airbender who wants to have a go at me, fucking bring it, nerds. Oh, my God.
don't poke the bee's nest, man.
But it's the only place in the entire internet where I can be an alpha. No, fucking bring it. You kidding me? Can't wait to dunk on some losers.
That ain't r/sissy boys, but
r/cuck I'm pretty good on too. So book 2, man, this is an amazing season of TV. It takes everything that was great from book 1 and expands on it. We get a new addition to the Team Avatar with Toph, the blind bandit, who is by far one of my favorite members of the gang.
Yeah, one of the most powerful benders and arguably the most powerful earthbender alive in the whole series. There's a bit of a argument between who's more powerful, Boomy or Toph, because Boomy seems to be stronger physically, and he does bend without moving. He bends with just
his head,
his head, and he's not touching any earth or hasn't been in contact with any earth for a while. But Toph invents metal bending.
Yeah, but isn't it? It's implied that Boomy picks up metal bending pretty soon after, isn't it?
I don't think.
I think it's definitely applied in some extended material I've read, but that's probably me just bringing fan fiction into the real world.
I don't think it's canon. They do have a bit of a spar, in one of the graphic novels, but yeah. Awesome. Starts really strong.
Has some amazing episodes. The first episode of this season caps off with the Avatar state. So we see the group meet the Earth Kingdom General, and basically the Avatar, or the General, wants to use the Avatar state to wipe out the Fire Nation straight away. Because we got to see what the Avatar state is capable of in the climax of the last season. And we immediately see them trying to weaponize that against the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a really good episode because we see Aang be treated like a child for one of the first times we've kind of seen. And he's legitimately treated like an absolute child in this. All his decision and power of choice is taken away from him.
Well, he's also just treated like a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just treated like a nothing.
I really like when they dress him up in the costumes.
So good. And they throw all the different elements at him.
Fire, earth, water. And he just sneezes mud on everyone.
Yeah, it's so great.
Awesome.
But that's a strong start to the book. And then straight away we're into the Cave of Two Lovers.
Yeah, probably the most memed part of the whole Avatar series. Do you have that up?
The Secret Tunnel song? No, but I will.
Secret Tunnel!
I'm going to pull it up because it's amazing.
Tunnel. Yeah. So good. That's big on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that from Emma.
Is Emma big on TikTok?
Yeah, Emma's big on TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. The one thing I don't understand. TikTok is so...
with their TikTok. No, it's funny because it's like the deep days of YouTube. Because it's all of these people that shouldn't be uploading videos are uploading videos, but then the algorithm's so good that it puts this video has 2 views and now it's on your thing.
Oh man!
Yeah, shout out to Christina P on your mum's house
Christina
because she started that whole that dark level of TikTok, and she shares oh man, there's just some like you said, there's some things that are on TikTok that should not be on TikTok.
Yeah, it shouldn't be on the internet.
Wait, are you guys both on TikTok?
No,
I both have the app.
I cherry pick from Amber and what Christina uploads.
Yeah. Follow your mum's house studios.
I will
on Instagram
because TikTok's like this wasteland. I don't consume any content from TikTok, and it scares me, quite frankly.
There's a lot of actually great stuff on there.
Yeah. I do have that Secret Tunnel thing. We'll see if it plays. It's not playing. So no, it's not going to play.
2 lovers separated from one another.
I got it. I'm a dickhead.
Whoa, sounds like someone's got a case of destination fever.
Oh, yes. The biggest
You're worried too much about where you're going.
Oh, it's
you
so
gotta
great.
focus less on the where and more on
these
the
fucking
going.
jippos.
Oh, they're so hippie, man.
Ma,
Aw.
Shoo.
Sokka's right. We need to find King Boomy so Aang can learn earthbending somewhere safe.
This goes for 2 minutes.
sounds
Fuck,
like
the
you're
song doesn't
headed
go
to
for that
Russia.
long. Okay.
There's an old story about a secret pass right through the
And then
mountains.
Sokka gets put with them and they go through
Is
the
this
mountain.
real
He's got
or a
this big
legend?
red-
Oh,
It's a real legend.
It's earthbending itself. Two lovers forbidden from one another. A war divides their people, and a mountain divides them apart. They'll Toph have to be together. Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes.
Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountains! Secret, 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 secret tunnel!
Yeah.
Get out.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
Don't
and-
forget the next couple of lines.
But yeah, so that's the second episode in this season, and it's a fucking ripper. It's the first introduction we get to the origins of the Earthbenders, which is the blind badger moles.
They're just called badger moles, but yeah.
Okay, Jesus.
They are blind.
They are
Yeah,
blind.
They are blind.
So-
But you don't call them the furry badger moles.
No,
Or
because,
the long-clawed badger moles.
I mean, if there was a short call, but I'm
Yeah,
assuming
but
that
then there's a not blind version of the badger mole.
there could be a not blind
There's not.
version. We don't
Because
know.
they're moles.
We don't know.
I do
Anyway. Fuck.
Wait, IRL, isn't there a thing called the blind badger mole?
know. No.
Probably. There's
No.
there's the naked mole rat.
Naked mole rat, that's on.
Yeah, it's not Rufus.
No. Kim Possible's on the list, by the way. It is coming up in the future.
Chapter 3, Return to Amashu, also really
Oh,
fucking
so
great.
great.
You get
There's
to
a-
learn Philip's waifu.
Oh, we get the introduction of
May.
your waifu as well. So
Ty Lee.
Return to Amashu, we get the introduction
Just like the
of
splits.
return to their children. Remember, children. The return to
They're
Amashu.
cartoon characters.
We'll
They
get.
can be whatever age I want them to be.
So we get.
Just barely legal.
Fuck me.
Well, fuck, it was pretty questionable that
Okay.
line of Katara you said.
There is nothing that has been said in this episode that is going to air so far. It is insane.
This episode's a shit
It is
show.
insane.
It's good stand of
Jesus
the year,
Christ.
guys. We haven't
Um,
even started drinking yet.
I'm pretty sure there was a knock at the door too. Well, hello? That's fine.
Return to Amashu.
Return to
great.
Amashu. So we get the introduction of Azula, we get the introduction of May, and we get the introduction of Ty Lee. Three great characters.
Azula
female
is
powerhouse.
introduced in episode 1.
Yeah, no, she's all foreshadowed in the climax of season 1 too.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
she's introduced in the Avatar.
Yeah, that's
on
right,
her
okay,
boat. Yeah, but she goes there. Really cool, fucking awesome. So much cool shit. Chi blocking, awesome.
Is it even as like a trio of villains? It's probably one of my favorite villain kind of groups, like main group of villains that we get in any cartoons. Like they're so scary and formidable. Them in this season when they turn up as fake Kyoshi warriors in the climax of this season is great.
Yeah,
they are
fucking awesome.
terrifying women.
Yeah.
And also May can get everything. I love May so
Ty Lee
much.
can get everything.
Oh, May's so much better, man.
No way, she's like Daria that throws knives.
You didn't say anything that was bad in that sentence. You said two things that are cool.
Then episode 4, the swamp.
Oh.
Fucking cool.
So
Getting
the
to learn
swamp, the swamp
foggy
gets it for
swamp.
me for my favorite episode of this season.
Probably the same for me too. Like
The-
the foggy swamp
And the
benders.
vine bender is
Yeah.
oh,
What
it's
would a
so,
lemu need a shirt for?
Oh,
that I
so
said
great.
last
And them
episode.
chasing-
so good.
them chasing Appa through the swamp is so funny.
Another great song. It's like, set my lines by the riverbed. I caught 10 fish and I killed them dead. I cut them and gut them and I tossed their heads in the water to keep them cat gators fed. And in
There's
that,
another one, Cat Gator.
yeah, cat gators.
Cat
yeah, they're
gator's great,
cool.
yeah.
But they're not like a cat cross an alligator.
It's a
like
catfish cross an
cross
alligator, yeah.
In that scene too, when he's sitting there tapping his boat for a couple of frames, his right arm that he's tapping the boat with disappears. That's a little like that's one of the bigger inconsistencies in
Yeah, that's
animation.
strike one of you being too overqualified to be on this podcast.
Okay.
Strike
You're sitting at 100 right now.
Just dial that dork dial back, babe. 5 or 6 paces, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Trying to
going in.
compensate for John over here.
Yeah, who's sitting at 1?
Yeah, with his microphone off.
Stop referencing it, otherwise I can't edit it
You
out.
have to put it in at least at the end.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's great. I
Oh,
love
shit.
that whole culture. Like, it's really cool when they tried to Sucker tries to feed the bug to Slim, their pet cat gator, and then he's like, "That not a bug, that's people food." Yeah. And just like the whole, you can waterbend. That means we can.
Yeah. The swamp's really good. For me, the reason the swamp holds up so much is because we've only seen waterbenders in these kind of these Arctic tribes at the poles, and to see like a completely different cultural take on what waterbending would look like for a different culture, it's so great, and they did it well too. It's not over the top. It's kind of perfect.
Yeah,
to be
and
honest.
the vine bending is awesome, and then the whole like spiritual side of the swamp.
Oh, the tree,
the tree.
That
it's
line
fucking
when
awesome.
when the vine bender meets the Hicks, and he's like,
His name's Hugh.
and he's like, what have you been up to, Hugh? And he's like, bend some vines, scare some folks. It's just like,
Hey Hugh, where you been? No.
bending vines, scaring folks.
Yeah,
Love
that's
it.
great.
That's my pick for the best episode of the season.
That-
but it's so hard to pick because even Lake
Blind Bandits episode. Yeah.
Lake Lao guy at the end of the season is
Yeah,
and
that's
we get the
cool.
return of Jet too,
and the most undefined death in
Jet's so
cinematic-
dead.
Yeah, I
He's
know,
so dead.
But I like how they put the little end, like they address that in the Ember Islands players,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Did Jet die? I don't know. It was really unclear."
Yeah.
like
If you don't remember, John, what happens is Jet is kind of he gets earthbended, basically looks like broken back, kind of just laid out on the floor, earthbended, just wrecked.
yeah, they smash him. He dies.
He dies, and then
Clearly.
he's laying there, and he's like, "No, you guys go on." And 2 of his mates stay back to help him. 2 of the freedom fighters, Smellerbee and Archer, Long Shadow, I think his name is.
Long shot, is it?
Lo-
maybe?
something.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
And they
Jeez.
leave
I
him,
let the
and
team down
they're like,
there.
"Oh, we'll be fine." And as they're walking away, Toph's like, "They're lying," and they're both
Uh-huh.
crying, and that's all you get. But it's so
and
they're
then you
so
see
dead.
him pull a shot,
Yeah,
and that's it.
and that's it. So
Chapter
They
10.
had to put him out of his misery, right?
Yeah. Chapter 10, the library.
the library's
awesome.
great, yeah, and something that is driven through the whole series from now on.
Yeah,
It's in
because-
Korra, it's in everything. This is like a pillar stone.
Yeah, and then they introduces the eclipse, like the darkest day in Fire Nation, history, and then they like use the big planetarium thing to predict the next.
There's a proper word for those, and I think there's one in like a museum in Sydney, and I've always wanted to go to it.
I think it is a planetarium, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's like the thing where you move the dials and it shows the position of the sun and the moon from that point,
That time,
point of time, from that point in place. So it's like crossing
yeah, it follows the
Solarium.
I'll quickly look it up.
Anyway,
while you
yeah.
guys talk.
Then that's also another cool introduction to a subset of bending where there's sandbenders.
Yeah, sandbenders are great.
Yeah, and they're really cool, and they use almost airbending type movements with these whirlwinds to create air from moving the sand around. Yeah,
And again, this season does, like book 2 in particular, has a lot of points where it takes what book 1 taught us about bending and kind of elaborates on it. So we get a really great moment with Iroh and Zuko in this moment where the Zuko's learning the technique to redirect lightning, and to do that, Iroh goes through and breaks down the kind of broad terms of what each element represents and the people that bend it represent. So
and
they go
how it develops and why
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
connected to their cultures and their customs. And then he goes on to acknowledge the fact that he created the lightning redirecting thing off a waterbender.
Yeah, it's a water bending technique, like because
Of flowing the
yeah,
energy.
flowing energy through the body, and That for me is how I get my understanding. Like that is what my understanding of the elements is now. His actual description of it. Like
Yeah.
it's so perfect and it's portrayed so well and so detailed that
And
it makes it so understandable.
Him talking about splitting the yin and yang energy to produce lightning and all of that is very like it's based like positive and negative likely charged particles separate and then come together to create lightning. That's how lightning works. It's really cool. And then when Zuko's like, okay, I'm ready to try it. It's like, I'm not going to shoot you with lightning.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, and then he's up on the...
That's great. Did you have a favorite episode in this season?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
I said the swamp.
Oh, the swamp. Oh, so
I
you
did
agree
say
with
the
me? Yeah, John.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode? of the
Well, I
season?
only got to catch up for the first couple of episodes. I think the first episode was actually dope as hell.
Yeah, Avatar State is a great episode.
Yeah.
This season has 2 one-shot episodes. Yeah, so Tales of Ba Sing Se and Upper's Lost Day are both these montage kind of lost episodes where it's...
Yeah.
And both of those made me cry.
Yeah.
Tales of Ba Sing Se in particular is horrific.
Iroh talking about like his son Luten,
Yeah.
who has died, and him lighting that. Yeah, his
Try watching that episode while your son's asleep in your lap and try brutal.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
It wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't great. Upper's Lost Days is really good too.
Yeah, that's cool. You get to see his connection with the Kyoshi warriors
And
stuff
the
like
monk at the
Guru Patik at the
Eastern.
Yeah.
God, I'm pulled that out of my ass. I'm pretty sure it's Eastern. Correct us if we're wrong. They will. They'll correct us anyway.
Fuck. I'm letting everyone down. I should know all
Season
this.
2, we also get, from my count, I think it's 3 appearances of the Cabbage Guy or 4.
Chapter 12, Serpent's Pass, fucking awesome. Talking about like refugees and like again, lots of very topical, very like big.
Well, the first
statements.
half of this season is really cemented in it's Aang's moody teen phase because he loses Upper.
Yeah,
Upper gets stolen from the desert in the library episode.
in the mid to latter half of the season.
Yeah, so it's like episode 10 that happens, and it doesn't really come back to him till the end of this episode. So yeah, the whole
season.
yeah, it's the last episode of this season.
Yeah, but you said the end of the episode.
Oh, sorry, I did too. But yeah, so this whole latter half of this season is kind of plunged into this depression Aang's in, where he loses his best friend, and
He's very angsty.
you know what? That's the only thing I'm editing out of this episode.
Has my favorite siege where the drill comes.
Oh, the drill's good, yeah.
And how the drill looks very much like the tunneling drills that
Penis?
they use
Oh,
to
sorry, what?
build. Looks like the tunneling drills that they use to build like sub-city.
Oh, like
tunnels
subways
shit
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, really fucking cool.
Very Gurren Lagann. Have you seen that?
No.
No, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. I want like Angry Aang in the
Angry.
fucking hell.
I'll give you one more.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking Jesus. If you could dial that pun dial right down to 0, that'd be fucking sweet. The Angry Aang, I can't fucking stop saying it. Angry Aang episode in the desert is also paired off with the absolute pure joy that is Sokka drinking cactus juice.
Oh, yes.
Fuck, I love
man.
Sokka drinking cactus
So
juice.
good.
It'll quench ya.
It's the quenchiest.
So great. But literally, all my notes for that episode is just cactus juice. It'll quench ya. It's the quenchiest. It's so great.
In Cyberpunk 2077, one of the consumables that you find around there's like water and tomato juice
Yeah.
and stuff. One is cactus juice.
No,
Yeah.
I hope that's a
No
bloody
reference,
Easter egg.
sorry. Or-
Just
Yeah.
cactus juice.
It'd be
It's
good
like,
if that's
okay. It's weird that it's called cactus juice.
You know.
That'd be
Nowadays, sorry.
sick.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think? So, we spent a fair bit of time in this season in Ba Sing Se. What did you think about Ba Sing Se? It's the first unoccupied Earth Kingdom we've seen other than Omashu.
Yeah.
And this is the Earth Kingdom capital. This is
Yeah.
the heart of their country.
It's really cool. I like how it talks about like classism and how it's very difficult for anyone basically to leave one sect,
Yeah.
one class or caste almost,
It's
like to be in the outer ring.
probably the easiest way to describe to a young audience about what a class divide looks like.
Yeah.
And how that affects generations of people.
Do you think that's where Attack on Titan got the
Walls from?
Yeah,
it's
with
very,
the,
very
with
similar.
the 3 levels, like the 3 rings and
It's
everything.
literally
like
the same as Rose, Maria,
Yeah.
and
another flower.
Wall Rose, Wall Maria.
But both of those are
and-
based off like historical. That's how castles were built as well.
Yeah, three
You had
wall
your
thing.
interior,
Yeah.
your exterior.
Yeah.
What did you think of the trains they used to get around Omashu? Because
Yeah,
that's
that's
such
cool.
a subtle hint of world building that I
Basing
love.
yeah.
Basing Say, yeah.
Yeah, also based kind of on the Omashu postal service, like how it's using earthbending to get these tracks to get to
Move,
places.
yeah.
Shows my favorite, probably my favorite of all time animal hybrid, the armadillo tiger.
Armadillo tiger.
In the episode Tales of Ba Sing Se, where
Yeah.
Aang builds the zoo. Also, there are non-hybrid animals in cats. There are cats.
They're okay. And we get
Yeah.
the non-hybrid animal of Bosco the bear.
the bear, yeah.
I love that scene where it's like, and this is Bosco the bear, and they're like, not platypus bear?
Yeah,
No.
armadillo bear. Yeah,
No, just bear.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah.
Also, favorite animal hybrid for me in this season is the saber moose tiger.
Oh yeah.
Oh, saber moose tiger is
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah, the little baby is so cute.
And then they get the parent, the mummy saber moose tiger. It's fucking huge.
Oh, something I forgot about season 1, the Yu-Yin archers.
Oh
The-
yeah, they're sick. They
Yeah.
from the Blue Spirit episode. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wicked.
that just reminded me because Miyuki, the cat.
yeah.
Miyuki, did you get in trouble with the Fire Nation again?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, and then I think it's in the Rough Rhinos that they have, when they have all of these elite fighters, one of them is a Yu-Yin archer. too,
Yeah.
and there's one that's throwing bombs around.
Those rough rhinos, like they're introduced as this like elite force. They get every time they come in, every time they're involved in an episode, they get taken out in like seconds.
Yeah.
They always get utterly destroyed.
Yeah, introduced in the episode Avatar Day,
Yep.
which is a really cool one that gives you a good
Backstory of Kyoshi.
Yeah, of Kyoshi
So much
being
Kyoshi.
just like a boss bitch.
Who is your favorite previous Avatar that we see? So at this point in the series, we know about Kyoshi, we know about Roku, and we know about the Water Tribe
Korok.
one. Yeah.
Korok. Well, you don't know too much about Korok, and he does have a really cool backstory.
He has
of
yeah,
the
me and you
fucking-
were talking about his backstory
the
like a
dark
few weeks
spirit
ago.
fighter, and it's his. You briefly get a little introduction when in book 1 where Aang goes and sees Ko, the face stealer, and it talks about how Ko stole Korok's wife's or
Wife's
lover's
face,
Yeah. Mine would have to be Roku because I like fire so much, and Roku rode a fucking dragon, which is cool.
I love, yeah,
And even though he was a firebender, he tried really hard to be like,
impartial.
yeah, and be like relatively pacifistic when it came to like Sozin, where if it was Kyoshi, she would have just fucking killed his ass.
Yeah, man. For that reason, I love Kyoshi, man. Kyoshi's a beast, and the fact that she lived for like over 1,000 years or something
I
like
think
that.
it's a couple hundred. I
A
don't know if
couple
it's
hundred,
over
yeah.
1,000, but yeah, she learned an earthbending technique to basically restore her
Body,
body
yeah.
because like it's all carbon based, it's all earth.
I just love how no nonsense she is. It's just like this dude's a dick, so they just like completely cut off Kyoshi
Yeah.
from him. Just moved a literal island, just being an absolute boss. Like Kyoshi, man,
and then
and she thick too.
when she
Oh.
talks about it, yeah, there's lots of. I'm sure there's lots of fan fiction
Oh.
of people writing themselves.
I can
getting
tell you with
dominated by-
100% certainty, buddy. If you want to read a fan fiction about getting pegged by Kyoshi, you can fucking read a fan fiction about you getting pegged by Kyoshi.
She also had a firebending miso or like girlfriend.
Yeah,
that she liked for a while.
she was bi.
Yeah. I feel like the Avatar must have heavy mask energy, and like, but I guess Aang's pretty feminine, but like they seem to be pretty, because Korra is pretty mask.
Well, I mean, yeah.
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 And also bi, very, very attracted to like very femme girl, and even Mako with his femme fucking dressing sense.
Man, you fucking leave Mako out of this, man. So I'm not ready to tee off about Mako with you just yet, mate. We'll warm up to it. What did you think about the Zuko Alone episode? It's the first episode
Boring.
we've seen. How dare
See, this
you?
is the
How
part where, like,
fucking dare you?
Beautiful prince, you are always meant to be.
Fuck you, mate. Zuko is...
Beautiful
Oh,
prince,
But
you are
it's
always
just
meant
like
to be.
that's the part where it sort of drops off for me, and I can appreciate them now more as an adult. They are artistic, but like Upper's Lost Day, I didn't like very much growing up. I didn't like Zuko Alone much growing up. Tales of Ba Sing Se was like,
See, I loved
Like-
all those episodes because they take a break from this series, and this season's every episode that's like not one of those episodes packs a lot of punch. Like there's a lot of story, world building, and plot development that happens throughout this season. Because there's basically very little plot development in season 1, where their main goal is just to get to a temple, a tribe to learn waterbending. In this season, he's learning earthbending while learning waterbending. Also in planning Invasion Day, learning about Sozin's Comment, learning about the Darkest Day in history.
Gen 26 Invasion Day.
Yeah, exactly. I just said yeah, exactly before I even fucking computed what you said. Fuck. But yeah, there's a lot of plot. This is a plot heavy season, and we've got, we have the inner turmoil of Zuko. We have Jet dying. We've got just so much stuff. Excuse me. Oh, a burp came out of nowhere. So those episodes where it kind of takes a break for me are the shining beacons in this season, because it stops, it pauses, and you get these little one shot. And Zuko alone, man, Zuko teaching that young boy in the fields that lost his brother to the wall about swords and shit, man. Oh, kill me! That's so beautiful. Oh man,
Nah, I'm not. Like, I get it now. I appreciate it more now. I can appreciate it, but it's not one of the ones that I like to watch on repeat.
It's the first glimmer of Zuko becoming
Beautiful prince, you are always meant to be.
You're running out of plays on that.
Yeah, can we
No,
fucking edit that out?
No way. That's
Do
my
you feel like
favorite
it's
button.
more like filler?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Whoa.
it's almost like
Filler by
understand how it comes
filler by
across, though.
definition doesn't extend the story though.
That's
Not
why I said
necessarily.
This is
Almost.
pure, because Upper's Lost Day basically
filler.
it recaps 6 months of what Upper was doing.
Yeah, nothing. No.
Knowing what Upper has been doing is super important, because Upper is a vital member of the team Avatar,
gang.
and
If we were team Avatar, he's going to be up.
He's Upper, yeah. You're the big hairy one that we can all ride on.
fucking hell. So hard copping flack from the clear Momo of the team, but anyway.
I don't care. Momo's important. Boomy
So's
even
Upper,
acknowledges-
mate.
Boomy acknowledges Momo's important.
Yes.
Not.
Boomy,
Where's
Upper,
Momo?
Upper and Momo are both great. I named both my guinea pig. Well, both my guinea pigs are named Upper and Momo. Well, one's named Upper, one's named Momo.
They're both named Upper and Momo. It's like, hey, Upper and Momo. Oh, hello, Upper and Momo. Yeah, it's all right.
I love
it's
those.
All right.
Those, because
It's obviously it's filler that's done well.
Yeah, it's filler that's done well. It like
I don't
it does,
like it being called
It does
filler.
add to the backstory. Like you get this whole. It adds to like the trauma that Upper experienced and all of that sort of stuff. It adds to like Zuko's character development.
it fleshes out
It adds
Ba
to
Sing Se heaps too.
yeah. It definitely. But it's more. It's basically world building.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
It
I'll give
seems
you that,
much
yeah.
more world building, which I fucking love. Like I love good world building in a story. It makes
Yeah.
it easy to get into.
Like I can see how you'd feel like, because like we get Tales of Ba Sing Se, Upper's Lost Day, and then Lake Laogai, but before that we get City Walls of Secrets. So those 4 episodes we get like Walls of Secrets is a massive episode when it comes to plot development.
Yeah.
And then Lake Laogai is a huge episode.
Yeah.
So I see why they did that 2 breaks, but I can see how you'd feel fillery, because it takes a big pause to talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, when
then-
every other episode is
Yeah.
so story driven.
The
Yeah.
Dai Li's bending style is fucking cool. How they have those gloves, like earth gloves, and they like throw them out and like grab people with them, and it's like Go-Go Gadget extendo arms,
Yeah.
basically. Like it's fucking.
It's pretty wicked, and it's good how much how the later end of this season gets really kind of political, because we have 3 different parties vying for control of Ba Sing Se, with the king of Ba Sing Se, the leader of the Dai Li, and Azula, all vying for control of Ba Sing Se, and the Dai Li are stated many times that whoever controls the Dai Li
controls.
controls Ba Sing Se.
Long Fang is
Long
his
Fang,
name.
thank you. the leader of the Basing, the
Dai
Li.
Yeah, you also get the guru, which is cool. Where
Yeah.
Aang is like, no, I want puss. I'm not gonna be the Avatar.
But then also, so that's the final episode. The Guru and the Crossroads of Destiny are the two final episodes of this season. And can I just say, what a season final. We talked about in the last episode that you didn't find this season final as captivating. Man, Aang going down in that final
struck
battle.
by lightning.
And also the betrayal of Zuko, Azula's mind games and shit like that.
I feel like that has better development of Zuko's character than
Zuko alone. Yeah, fair
and I
enough.
feel like he gets much more like when they visit Ember Island. And yeah, there's other ones that I think are much better. But I get that it is like it helps build it up and it shows that it's not just like the Blue Spirit did. That it's not just this sudden Jaime Lannister turns around and goes back to fuck Cersei to death bullshit that they threw in. Like it's
earned. It's very earned.
It's earned and it's fleshed
also,
out.
his betrayal is earned. The betrayal of Iroh against the Fire Nation is earned. Like all these things are earned, and that's why that last episode for me is so gratifying because everything that happens there is such an earned decision, and all this decisions leading up to it makes sense, and then.
The cliffhanger would be more of a proper cliffhanger if I knew Aang wasn't might die, but it was 100% certain that he wasn't going to die.
I remember watching that and never thinking that he was going to die, but I did assume that the Avatar state was gone.
Yeah,
that was my assumption straight away. I was like, oh, he just lost the Avatar state, or at least he lost the ability to be the Avatar.
Yeah,
because which are both not true. He gains both of those back very quickly. But yeah, for me, and also we get the reveal in that episode of the potential of a relationship between Zuko and Katara, which is like one of the most favorite pairings on fanfiction.
Yeah.
Awful pairing. They would never work together. Fuck that. No, you're wrong.
What's the second best, her and Sokka?
Zuko and Sokka.
Zuko should have ended up with Toph. It's the only only person woman enough to handle Zuko.
And the only person that can handle Toph. Because she ends up having like fucking 10 partners. Kids with
10
heaps
partners,
of people.
I love all the Toph stuff in Korra. It's so great. She gets such a great role in Korra, man. Oh.
Also, another reason why there's a potential that she's still alive and kicking pretty chill when like everyone else is decrepit. Is that she's a really powerful earthbender.
Yeah,
it seems like the earthbenders have the ability to
longevity.
I think it's because they're described as sturdy and hardy people and stubborn. I think it's just they're too stubborn to die. Which I love. I love that
I think
trait.
Katara could outlive Aang because she's the most powerful healer in that point in time. Yeah.
So we haven't really spoken much about Toph. Her introduction in The Blind Bandit is probably my honourable mention for favourite episode.
Again, a disabled character.
Yeah.
That's not just written in there because it's like, oh, inclusive. It's like, here is a valid character that is valid in all of their things. We're not just putting her in because she's blind.
No.
Being blind is just another part of her character, just like she's from a well-off family and she's a powerful bender. It's like
she's also a bit of a dick.
Yeah, she's rich.
No, she's just a bit of a
arsehole.
dick.
Yeah,
she's literally like rewatching this. I'm like, you're a bit of a dick.
Yeah, she's the only child who's brought up with a wealthy family.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, she's just.
But like her bending style and the way they animate her bending with the black and white vibrations through the earth and stuff.
It
was really cool.
Yeah.
And when Aang first figures out like how to get around it.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, twinkle toes because he's like, not touching. And that cool where she defeats the boulder.
The boulder. I, for so long, and I don't know why, had it in my head that was Nicolas Cage. I remember telling people, I'm like, yeah, Nick Cage is in it. Nick Cage is in it. He's the voices the boulder. I don't know. Someone just must have told me. You know how like misinformation just spreads?
Or you just make shit up.
Oh yeah, probably just made it up one day. But like for so long, and like re-watching this back, I'm like, oh, I can kind of see how I could have mistaken the boulder, but. Man, that episode's great.
But when she's battling, like in the Blind Bandit episode, when she's battling people, that one how I think it is the boulder goes to stand, and then she sends that rock thing curving around. He steps right on it and goes out and does the
splits,
and then she does like the 3 finger like boom, and the three bits of earth come out and like shoot him in like the crotch, the
so
midsection,
great.
and the chest, and he goes flying, and it's just like it's so like, well, all of the bending, like I said, is so beautifully animated, but like that in particular, like it's just
All
fucking cool.
Toph
yeah.
throughout the series has the most impactful feeling bending because all her bending is orchestrated by this rumbling sound of rocks that they always play,
Yeah.
like to sound effect the earth bending, and it's such a great sound. It's like,
And in the
I
end
love
of the
it.
series, she develops metal bending.
Metal bending, man. So yeah, we get the reveal of metal bending in the last season of this. Also,
Last episode.
the two people she trapped in that metal cage, right?
Yeah.
Dead, 100% right?
Starved to death.
Who gets them out? There's no other metal
yeah.
bender on the planet, and she metal bends the door shut.
Oh yeah, and they're really tight together too, and it's not like they have an angle grinder.
No, they even say he even says, "Oh, we're stuck in here." I'm like, "Yeah, how are you getting out? They're dead."
Straight up murdered.
They're suffocating.
Yeah, I love that
or-
they talk about how Aang like wouldn't kill people, but
Yeah.
then like they bring not necessarily him, but like the gang bring down the ships, the airships.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when he's embodied by the spirit of the ocean, he just goes ham on all
Oh,
of
yeah.
those.
You know, he'll never look at someone and kill them.
No, but like
he'll-
they
he'll
were.
Yeah,
collapse
it's
a
just like
The war-
Superman. Like he won't kill anyone, but he'll fucking
Well,
smash the skyscraper.
Depends who's directing the movie. If it's just Zack Schneider, he'll go ham on a whole fucking city. But like, you cannot tell me that at the end of like the end of the battle in the Water Tribe, that there weren't waterbenders. They're just like waterbending corpses of fire soldiers into the ocean. Just like, oh, here's another 30 corpses.
Yeah, but and Toph, which is like, I'm the greatest earthbender alive.
Oh,
after
she's
she
so
invents
great.
metal bending.
She's so great.
Yeah, and then does that sick move where she like makes two mountains like slide underneath her so she can move. Like
It's like, also there's a
Supersede.
sick line in here, and I think it's in the episode The Chase. Yeah, The Chase, where the gang is being chased by Azula and all that in this metal train, and they're all getting tired and grumpy, and there's one line in here, and it's so savage, I should have added it to the soundboard, where Katara and Toph are having a fight because they have this weird relationship through the whole season, and Katara's looking at the stars, and she goes, "Oh man, the stars look so pretty tonight. It's a shame, Toph." I'm like, "Bitch, you can't say that."
yeah, there's
That's
so many good
fucking
blind
so-
jokes in there.
The first episode of The Blind Bandit, when she gets introduced and she's asked to hand the belt back that Aang won, and Sokka just throws it at him and it fucking KOs.
Yeah, it just lands on top of her head. It's fucking great.
It's so good, man. Book 2 is hands down like my second favorite book of this series. Like for me, it's book 1, book 2, book 3 in order. They escalate in greatness, and man, book 2
I
is
still stay steady on 2, 1, 3.
So you think this is the weaker season?
Yeah,
is
but
it just
like-
because of those episodes? Those
It's the
filler,
weakest by
quote
like
unquote episodes.
and also the chase like isn't super captivating. Like I know it's meant to be like really intense because they're chasing them and stuff like that, but there's just so many cuts to this fucking
Yeah,
train.
that episode is very they found it's one premise repeated
and
throughout the whole episode.
Judy gives me the shits. Like, and there's just some like it's like I fucking love it. Like, and if I just watch season 2 alone, I'd be like, this is amazing. This is one of the best things in the world. But it's like when you're comparing platinum to diamond platinum, ultra diamond platinum, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's
Splitting
like-
hairs, but yeah.
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's the weakest, for a lack of a better term. In my opinion.
My only counter argument I have is Uncle Iroh's tea shop. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say.
The Jasmine Dragon.
It's so great.
On that whole bit where Jet's like, they're firebenders, and Zuko's fighting with just the sword, and like how they just basically gaslit this poor guy into insanity. It's like, no, we're not.
Poor Jet, man. He gets introduced as this rebel bad boy in it, like the first season. You kind of love that you hate that you love him. And the second season, again, he's this rebel bad boy. And then he instantly gets brainwashed, gaslit, and fucking killed. It's so fucking brutal.
Yeah, but no, it's like it's awesome. It's really strong. The like again, it's beautifully animated. Like the like when Zuko and Iroh were going to get captured by Azula, and then they left, and then they cut off their top knots, and now they have this new hairstyle.
Oh, Zuko's hair in this again. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love Zuko.
And the costume changes that they do in the characters is cool. Like I think
yeah,
it's
every
really
season
cool.
has a new unique kind of twist on it.
Yeah.
Favorite side character for this season?
The foaming at the mouth guy again. The
Again,
second time is even funnier, man. So funny. He's like, and then they're like, "Where's Aang?" Like, "Oh, he's not here." He's like, gets up all meekly and like covers his head and walks out. So fucking funny, man. I wish they'd done it the third time. Like, I really wish. Like,
there's only like a couple. There's so many jokes that get repeated through the season, but that's not one of them. Like Cabbage Guy's through it all.
No, he's not in the third book either.
He's in the third book.
No, he's not. They mention.
No, he's in that episode of the Amber Island Players because he's the one that wrote it.
They mention, that they
Or
got
he just
information.
mentioned,
They got
yeah,
information
okay.
from many different sources, including a surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cabbage.
Cabbages.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Vine guy, Hugh.
Hey, Hugh! Where are you, man?
I love this one, man. It's one of my favorite episodes of TV.
Awesome. And I
so
love
great.
that they like just got leaves as pants and muddy feet. Like, I really identify with those swamp people.
Yes. I really identify you with those swamp people. Jono, favorite side character?
George. I don't know. Let's say Cabbage Guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you that.
My cabbages.
Okay.
My cabbages. Again, absolute banger of a season. This season's getting it for sure.
Yeah.
It's getting everything.
Oh, man, it's so good. Yeah. They introduced my waifu.
They introduced my
Totally.
waifu too, May.
Mine would be yours in a fight.
Yeah, but mine wouldn't fight because she's cooler than that. She doesn't need to prove that she's better. She's just better.
Fuck off.
Okay, so book 2, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's getting it.
It's getting it.
It's getting watched.
Okay, time to move on. It's the moldy cheese segment. The moldy cheese segment. The moldy cheese segment. This is a weekly segment of the show where we take a look back at the various shows that aired on Cheese TV, and we decide whether it's aged like fine cheese or if it's just moldy. This week on the menu, it's Beyblades, the original series. Oh my god, I love this series. Let's fucking get into it.
It's Beyblade.
Let it rip. Beyblade Season 1. So Beyblades aired in 2001. So this is a relatively newish show for the aired on Cheese TV. It's definitely one of the newer ones I've reviewed. And
It's
God, this
definitely
was-
closer to stuff that we were really...
yeah, this one I remember so vividly. So this is... how do you describe this? So Beyblades was a series revolving around the sport of battling spinning tops. It's such a loose premise and it's so clearly designed to sell toys, but fuck me if I did not gobble up every little bit of content that was spat out of this money-hungry series.
My cousins who are like of Japanese heritage, like my auntie is Japanese, they had Beyblades before that they were on show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
and
that's what came first.
Well, I don't know if it came first per se, but because it was Japanese.
Yeah.
Before it was dubbed, she knew what it was and they knew what it was. Yeah. But yeah, we got these for Christmas one time. Probably Christmas late 2001, because in 2002 we were battling them at school and they got banned, as every good fad does. Like
Oh man,
Yu-Gi-Oh
that's that's my exact rain gauge of how good a toy was if it got mentioned at a school assembly.
Yeah, you
no
can't have
more
these.
Beyblades.
Beyblades, Digimon, Pokemon cards were all gone in the first week.
That's just school in general. Oh, the kids are having fun.
Yeah.
Ban it.
Man, Beyblades at my school were dangerous. So I remember one year. One year. When
they brought out the metal discs.
Well, they all had metal discs. Mine had
OG ones.
OG had metal discs.
Yeah.
So I got
hurt.
me and Kurt.
Not like these ones.
No, me and Kurt got Beyblades for Christmas, and I got a green one who was synonymous with the character Max. And Kurt had this blue one, I think. And anyway, we took him to school, and I'm going to flame this kid, Ricky Bush. If you're listening, I fucking still hate you.
Bush.
Ricky
He's
Bush.
not listening, that guy.
No,
He's a little
he's
loser.
fucking sniffing petrol in the back of someone's basement. Anyway, fucking flame you, Ricky Bush. No, it's okay. I'm over it. Anyway,
Really?
he stole my Beyblade day one of school. He stole it to have a look at it and didn't give it back for the whole of recess. And I was fucking distraught all day because this little twat had stolen my Beyblade.
Wow.
But yeah, so Beyblade. So 4 Beybladers and their genius friend travel the world as a team, the Blade Breakers, to win champions. And they realize along the way that there is more at stake than they know.
So, being the younger brother of 2 brothers, I always get a second pick in which character I was allowed to be when we would play games.
That's
I thought,
exactly what happened to my younger brother.
Yeah, I thought, yay, finally, this main character's name is Tyson. That's literally my name. I'm going to get to be him. And Callum was like, no, I'm Tyson. I get Dragoon. I'm the main guy.
So man, the main team of the Blade Breakers. Even if you're not Tyson, there's still so many other cool
But it was
characters.
my name.
I know.
Plus, no one wants to be the turtle.
Yeah, and that's what I was.
What about Kai or Raycon? Raycon had the
Raycon, that's a brand of earbuds.
fuck it is too.
Sponsor us, Raycon.
Sponsors. Raycon.
He had the White Tiger Beyblade. That was wicked.
Dope, yeah.
And then you got Max Tate, who was the blonde hair, blue eyed kid. He was my favorite.
The token Aryan.
Oh, he was so good. He had this green kind of sharp edged Beyblade. Man,
What did you think of their hair in this?
oh man, watching this. So I watched 5 episodes of this one, I reckon. But I watched highlights recently. I watched this all back in the day, but yeah, I watched 5 episodes recently for this segment, and I watched like tournament arcs, like the big season final tournament battles, and man, for a show that's about spinning tops fighting, this show is so action packed. It is nuts.
Yeah, well, like
It's
they make it good
insane.
because like out of the spinning tops comes the spirit of a fucking beast,
Oh,
and then they
so
fight
good.
each other and they have attacks like Pokemon, like Dragoon use whippy butt attack.
But a lot of this is literally just spinning tops whizzing around like and dodging.
crash.
Oh, so great.
And like, and look, and this one stays still, and that's its thing, and this
The-
one darts about.
The
and then
tech
you get
genius
them and then it
Dizzy.
doesn't.
Do you remember Dizzy with the big glasses?
Yeah.
She had a Beyblade, and it was like a cheat Beyblade because it had a spring for a tip, and it kept springing. Boing, boing. Oh man,
Yeah, I remember that.
this show is really really good. I don't have a bunch to say on this because it's just made to sell toys, but fuck, it worked.
Ingenious way as well.
We all have. Like, I bought. It was Christmas Day yesterday, and Teddy, my son, got a Beyblade that he was
Yeah,
playing
he
with.
showed me.
It's such a cool Beyblade. Like
been in
it's
it all day.
still around, and this came out in 2001.
Do you remember after they originally launched them and then they brought out the pistol grip?
Oh, yes.
And then you were not cool unless you had the pistol
And you got the
grip
pistol grip and
launcher.
the extra long rip cord.
Oh yeah, I got an extra long ripcord.
Oh my god.
Oh, so rad. Like a ripcord that, like, by the time you'd fully ripped it all the way, you had completely removed your shoulder from its socket. Just wrenched it out. Just
I was talking to one of my old bosses, and he was talking about Beyblades, how his kids had them, and I was like, "Yeah, we had those as a kid." And he's like, "No way!" Like, I was like, "Yeah,
yeah.
It was on
It was
TV
like,
last week. And I
yeah."
was
Like it's just
couldn't
like
handle it.
Yu-Gi-Oh. When I went and watched like fucking the Pendulum Duel.
yeah.
It's like, this is trash, but it's cool that it's still going. But yeah.
Beyblades has
nostalgia.
gone through it. There was a weird stage that I remember where Beyblades went from spinning tops to spinning wheel things for a little while.
Oh yeah,
That was awful. That was so
I
bad.
don't know if I remember that.
Oh,
I
that was
remember
like...
seeing
Weren't they Hot
ads on
Wheels?
TV. There was Hot
No,
Wheels.
there was Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels, they tried to get on the fan, like the expressive, the Hot Wheel rip wheel.
Yeah.
Because that's what kids want, a wheel. I want a spinning top,
They have
thank
to go
you.
chase after
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Beyblades, man, it was wicked. And it's one
Mally
of...
even loves Beyblades.
Oh, yeah.
kinda
And
wanna
this is
go
going to be
find
one
mine
of the
now.
first, one of many of the cartoons we'll cover on this segment that's basically designed to sell a specific toy, and I think it's the best one. There's another one that I remember, Crush Gears, which came out around the same time.
Nothing will beat Bakugan.
Oh man, Bakugan. Bakugan's not on cheap TV.
After, right?
Yeah,
The
Bakugan's a
purple size
toasted
can choke
TV.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, there was about 4,000 Bakugan in this house, man. There is so many Bakugan here. I've rolled countless ankles on Bakugan. It's brutal. But yeah, Beyblades is getting it, guys. Of course, man. We've got 2 in a row that are getting it. I'm so excited.
Cover all 9,000 taste bud. Aerate it. Warm it up. Driving up that top note, that cream, pure vanilla, sweeteners. That's a 10.
That's a 10, baby. 10 out of 10. Beyblades
10.
is getting it. Man, it's been an absolutely wicked episode again, guys. Book 2, Avatar, done. 1 book left to go.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Book
best
3 is amazing. And
My throat's sore from talking so much.
Hey, you want to just turn your microphone off? I think it was off for most of that, mate. It's crazy. It's been an absolute pleasure again, guys. We'll leave it there. Like the socials at Lords of Dorktown. Email the pod if you want to get in touch, and we'll read your letters out. Love to hear from the dorks. As
Follow
always.
Phil on Reddit for I Love Big Fooders. Stay dorky.
Follow Tyson on Reddit and Ask Cartoon Cunts.
And keep it dorky.
Keep it dorky.
And roast Phil on the socials, please.
No. My wife already gets all the self-esteem out of me. I don't need you guys to do it too.
Keep it dorky.